Thank you all for coming today. Really appreciate it. This is a opportunity to do something that I didn't have to ask the House or the Senate or the President to approve. A couple of weeks ago, I rolled back my salary in 2008, which is something I had done the year before also, and I took the check over to the Treasury, the Bureau of Public Debt. The first time I went, they didn't even want to let me in the door. Now I know all of them. It's like we've become acquainted. I know everybody over. There's 10 people that work here in the Bureau of Public Debt, and this year they actually took my check willingly and sent me a thank you note for giving money to pay down the debt. But also, there's monies that are given to each one of us to run our office, and it's a lot of money. Every congressman gets the same amount of money, pretty much, and the Senate also gets 3 or 4 times more than we get, but whatever they get money too. And if you follow the Washington culture, it says this: if it's appropriated, spend it. That's it. There's the principle. I didn't follow that principle. I said, wait a minute, just because it's appropriated money, just because it's available money, doesn't mean it all has to be spent. And so what I did last year and this year is I did the best I could to save money. Say, we're going to service every constituent we have. We're going to do the best job we possibly can. Our staff is awesome. They have done a fantastic job of constituent services. As a matter of fact, it is well known across this community the answers and problems we've been able to solve for people. We have a great DC staff that helps me with all of my legislative items, and I not fly back and forth, and that's a part of all of this. And yet, there are lots of ways to save money. So, I saved last year some money, and this year I've saved some more. So we're going to turn back to the taxpayers of this land, $360,000. That coupled up with what we gave back last year, we're moving towards $1 million. Turn back. Now you say, well, maybe that's not quite enough, because people talk about billions and trillions. But if every member of Congress just did this, we're talking about billions. If every bureau and agency and department of government did it, we're talking about hundreds of billions of dollars that we save. You know what, though? The key is this. This money didn't come out of services. People, no one... This was not a part of some way to cut government so it hurts services. We have no services. We service the district just like every other congressman does theirs. We just cut out. And so these bureaus, just trust me, and agencies and so forth, there is waste there. And the waste can be found and can be cut out. I'm going to give you the one story I gave to some other people about computers. When we go to Washington, there's all these things you kind of check off, and they meet with you and they tell you to buy this and buy that. So you have to have a constituent service program. There's only 3 or 4 approved, so you take that. But in with that, something you don't have to take is the service on computers, which basically fixes any computer. So if our computer broke, it wouldn't cost us any money. We just pay a service every month, and they fix the computer, and no bill or anything, except for the fact the bill comes once a month, and it's almost $1,300 a month. It's almost $15,000 a year, just in case I might have a computer break, which is not very often, but they break. So I figured this out. We have to buy under a certain contract our computers. So I bought 4 Dell laptop computers, brand new. I only need 2 of them. 2 of them I keep. I'm going to keep one in Washington and one here. So that if a computer breaks, instead of having to call somebody that I paid $1,288 a month to fix it, I just hand them this new one. And then if we can get the other one fixed, probably for a minimal amount of money, a couple $100, then we will. And it'll be confiscated. And so in doing that, it saves $10,000 a year. If every member of Congress did it, we're talking about millions of dollars that could happen. Just by, and after a couple of year period of time, everybody has new computers for way less money than we would have had otherwise and spent otherwise. Because, and so I think over the 2-year period that I'm in Congress, I'm going to save $25,000. Just that. That's one little thing, just one little thing. And there's lots of other places where a lot of members of Congress send out mail. It's campaign mail. It's a slip brochure, and it offers up all these things. There's another bunches of offices that spend at least $10,000 on internet advertising every month. I mean, you know, put yourself in a phone book, go out here like this, talk to people, tell them, hey, we're here to serve. They'll call you. You don't have to go advertise with $5,000 to $10,000 a month in advertising. So you cut all these things out and end up, you know, he's talking about a lot of money. And it comes up to $360,000. And you do 2 years, and maybe it's almost $1 million. So anyway, I know there's places to save. I know there is waste. It's not fraudulently spent. It's just wasteful spending. You buy something you really don't need. And we're in some tough times. So what did we say? We saved about 25% of our budget. And I'm telling you, if the federal government could save 25% of its budget, we can be close to a balanced budget. And that's what we need. So it's not always the way you see it. And it's not always the way it's said. This is proof that somebody can get their own house in order first. So if I go to work on whatever the government is spending that's wasteful, and I've got a right to do that because I've got my own house in order first. So I rolled back my own salary. I didn't take the health benefits. I gave back this year $360,000. Last year almost $500,000. And in the end, it starts adding up. And so I'm encouraging other members to do it, other agencies, bureaus, anybody I talk to. I'm just going to say it. Here it is. This is what you could do. Why don't you go do it? So, and you know what? The neat thing is I didn't have to ask Harry Reid, the president, to approve it. Just did it. And it worked out. So I am excited about the fact that taxpayers can count on at least some money turned back that, in my mind, is a significant amount of money because of the percentage. And that's the key. So anyway, if I got a question, I'll be glad to try to answer it.